Live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Opinion Junkies, where we love to give our opinions. So, as we I guess not normally do, or maybe normally do since this. Anyway, we're gonna go through one news and catch up each because we got to finish up our awards for 2015. And today's awards are Value, Best and Worst Value of the Year, Game of the Year, and Disappointment. Although I'll probably have us do Disappointment before Game of the Year, because why not? Try to end on a positive note. So first with your news, take it away, Mole.
Dragon Ball Project Fusion has been leaked through a magazine of, I think it was the V-Jump magazine. They only mentioned the release date, and they just had a picture of what appears to be Goku and Broly doing the fusion dance. And it's confirmed for 2016 as an RPG for the 3DS.
Interesting.
Which has people saying, "Oh my God, if this is can you imagine if it's a Dragon Ball Z RPG where you can fuse any characters that you want to? That would just be amazing."
Yes. Nappa Hercule.
And get Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
It's a balding Hercule. But no, that was my first one. That was only a small bit of news, but I like the promise of what it could be because it could be so ridiculously over the top and stupid. And to be fair, with something like that, I'm like, I don't care. That could be fun.
Nice.
It's
All
also
right.
worth.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say it's worth noting. This is the first Dragon Ball RPG, I believe, since the 1990s. They said. Although I know there has been one since, because there was that attack on the Saiyans, but one site was claiming it was the first one since the 90s, so I don't know.
I don't either. Maybe they mean like full on like turn base or something. Where I don't know. Because because the one I played on the GBA or DS, I don't know, one of those was pretty much an RPG. So I don't know why they would say since the 90s.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's since Legacy of Goku, which was awesome. But no, that attack of the Saiyans was literally almost it was pretty much anyway, as people put it, Final Fantasy with Dragon Ball Z palette. Because I think they even got some of the same people to work on it.
Nice.
I was like, oh, okay.
All right. So, Pew, your bit of news.
So we got some more information about the Nintendo NX via this tweet by Liam Robertson at Dr_Cupcakes. Okay, so there's this pretty much this post about the NX, and it says it'll support 60 frames a second. Yay, people, in 4K. It says gameplay graphics at 900p. What the fuck's up with that, though? Like, really? Really? You couldn't go up to 1,000? Like, 100 more? Like, that's where you're gonna stop? Or,
That's DLC.
I just feel really weird that it says, 900. Yeah, and it says, what's in the box? It says Nintendo NX console, sensor bar, game controller, HDMI. I think it says game controller, not with the gamepad. I think they pretty much said like Wii U gamepad, screen pad, or something like that. So I think it's gonna be more like natural controller. Otherwise, they would have specified. But yeah, it's also gonna have the same video calling and internet surfing and stuff. And it says here, exclusive game franchise featuring Mario, Zelda, and Donkey Kong, but we shall see. And of course, they have the Nintendo Network ID to log in and out. Oh, and it says it also has achievements on here. So, yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Looking forward to Nintendo. Come on, bring your game face. Let's do this. Let's get back in here. I'm ready to be wowed.
They're still in it.
I know, but I want them to be like, like, holy shit, like,
They're
blow
like,
my mind.
They're like pretty much joint second.
Yeah, but I kind of want them to be like, kapow. I want to be dazzled.
Quote, I pretty much want them to be kapow. End
yes.
Yeah, I saw those specs. I don't know where the hell the person's got them from, because it seems like he's just made them up. But if he's being accurate with some of the information that was put out there, I could easily see the 900 ones being for the display, because it was meant to be a handheld and a non-handheld, like a console and a handheld one, so I could see the screen on that being 900. Because it seems really weird that they would launch now after the other ones and not be able to do 1080p.
Yeah, that seems really weird. Although this could it was confirmed that Nintendo I think this was last week's, but they did confirm that they filed a patent for the technology of cross-compatible like mobile to console. Or they submitted a patent anyway. So that's pretty legitimate that at least something of that sort is on the rise.
Or they took the patent to make sure no one else could do the same type of thing, as many companies have done in the past.
That's also true. Here's staying positive.
And positive companies do that.
I'm totally positive companies do that, even before they're like, this is something we might be invested in the future, or just to hold out a spot.
All right. So also on the Nintendo side, my bit of news was they, in a press release, they showed some stuff about, they announced I like they said, the Fire Emblem Fates Special Edition, except they already talked about that. But anyway, the Fates Edition, new Nintendo 3DS XL that they have that has a interesting design on it. One half is white, one half is black, so I guess it brings everyone together. I don't know.
Yay. I don't have to choose now and be a racist.
That's right. You can just do that on your own. I don't know. Well, if you don't have to choose. Anyway. Says here, players can choose to purchase one of the two versions when the game launches, so I guess there's two of them? Or is that just the game? So I'm not sure if it includes the game. But also they said that they're going to... the third storyline is DLC that launches on March 10th. And there's also a map pack coming out for $17.99. And but then they also showed off some stuff for the Bravely Second End Layer Special Edition, which comes with
Bravely Second, woohoo!
Which comes with a 10-song original soundtrack, because they didn't want to put them all on there, and a 250-page deluxe art book, which is awesome. And they also talked about the demo version of Bravely Second that is called The Ballad of Three Cavaliers, which will similar to the first one. If anyone played the demo for Bravely Default, where it's like a tiny original story that's not in the actual game, but any street pass tags and bonuses you can carry over to the full game, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was an awesome demo that they had of Bravely Default, so looking forward to that.
Nice.
All right, so now on to our catch-up section. So with the game you played, movie you watched, thing you saw, thing you experienced over the last week, take it away, Mole.
Okay, the thing I'm going to talk about is, because it launched this week, I think it was only yesterday, the Suicide Squad trailer.
I have not seen it yet.
Has Rick seen the Suicide Squad trailer?
I have not, no.
No! Damn it. But yeah, the trailer looks fucking awesome. It's made me go, okay, and I actually do want to see that Joker. He looks pretty cool. The music they used for it is fucking awesome. Rick will appreciate that. I'm not going to spoil it, but that
Okay.
song, it's like an old song, if that makes sense. It's like an old one that's like in your head, like, oh yay! But it seems awesome. The only part I'm, like I said, and I've mentioned this in the past, and it's still the case now. The only part I'm not sold on is Will Smith. Because he delivers a line in there, and basically when he does it, he still seems like just Will Smith. I'm like, you're not Deadshot. No, but you got stuff. But you had like Harley sat in like a little prison cage sipping tea and stuff, which was hilarious. And then you see him go, so wait, let me get this straight. And he goes through what each one can do, and someone goes through and goes through what each one can do. So he can shoot really well, and they're like, yeah. And he's a crocodile that eats people. You see him emerge from the water, and he's like, yep. He's like, okay. And she's just really, really crazy. Yep. You see Harley, I'm like, that's awesome. And you see Joker with, he's laughing and firing his gun. And then at a certain point, you just see him lie down on the floor laughing while surrounded by what looks like, I think it was knives, or it could have been guns all around him. And I'm like, that's awesome. I like that trailer. It looked really fun. It looked like this film's going to be sort of like, if I had to put it in terms of other films that are out, I would say it basically looks like this will be DC's as it should be, their Guardians of the Galaxy. Because it looks like it's really fun. It's got like if they use music like they did in the trailer too, it's gonna have that type, you know what I mean, that type of vibe of like the old throwbacks and just the crazy fun. So, Suicide Squad, the trailer, check it out now. We're not literally right now. Finish watching this first.
Nice. All right, so Pew, your catch-up.
I've been staying up till like 2 in the morning every night playing Fallout 4. I feel like I always had to spend that like Fallout 4, and the latest one, but yeah. And I don't know why, but I've just been collecting every single settlement now, and creating supply lines to every place, and then putting like a beacon there, because some are like really tiny and like piss poor, and I almost want to like what the fuck is the purpose of this like tiny little piece of shit that I'm supposed to do with? Like, it's so small, you can't even really build anything on it. So, and there's this other one where literally this piece of shit settlement is like, hey, can you go find this other piece of shit settlement and clear it out? We don't want to live there, but other people off screen do. So it's like, what? Do that shit. And I still hate that you have to drag like all the bodies out. Like, there should be someone to clean that shit up after like a few days, or like they should decay or something. But, like, I have to, like, it feels weird, because if they blow up and use a bloody mess, I have to drag every single part of them, multiple parts, and off the cliff, out of there. It's like reminds me of in Walking Dead, where, and they had to clear out the prison, you, like, literally see them dragging the bodies out and burning them in a pile, and it's like, luckily, at least this other one is, like, off the ocean or whatever, so I can just throw them in the ocean. But, like, other ones, I'm not so lucky. I have to, like, drag it off, and I throw it in, like, a bush or something, so I don't have to, like, see it, and there's just a body pile there until it gets too big, and I use a different bush. It's like really weird. You wouldn't even think about that as being a thing.
It's the real New Jersey experience.
It's like, and the people like don't seem to care about it, but you just see people like walking in the kitchen or something, and there's like a freaking dead ghoul on the floor. People don't want to like have that. That's disgusting. Like, you can't. It's like not even like hygienic at all. You gotta get
especially a ghoul. You don't want to irradiate your kitchen.
Exactly, and it's a feral ghoul too, so it's not even like, like, oh, it's double gross. They got melty brains and stuff. So yeah, I've been pretty much doing that, and I've been spending way too much time making everything look absolutely like beautiful, and like little patios, and like having nice like furniture, and sometimes I can like I'll go nuts, and I'll like find objects like in some areas I'll find like actually proper like clean objects, and I'll put them in my inventory, and I'll take them back to other places. Like I found this buried like barbells and this whole like gym set, which is like, it's funny how it says like 80 pounds or something, and that's like all you can carry. Like all carried with gym equipment. That's it. Like that's all she carried, because it was like she had like an 80-pound barbell, I think like a bench or something, and like some other like little like 20-pound weights or something, and that was all she could carry, because that's it. Like there's just the limit. And it was just so funny. That was it. And we just set that up, and I just find like a whole bunch of stuff in a bunch of random places, and then I'm like, I just use those also to decorate, because you only can build like so many things. So a lot of things you have to find to make them even more pretty. And I've just been doing that. It's like, what the fuck's the even point? I'm just simsing this at this point. This is just like more Deadly Sims. That is Fallout 4. It's just super Deadly Sims, the game. That's basically like.
The 7 Deadly Sims.
I remember that webpage.
But that's what I'm doing, and it's stupid. Like, I can't tell you how many people like, I could play Fallout 4, I did all these things. Yeah, I've been decorating. Yep. Super adventure, deadly decorating. Yeah. Fucking kill shit. Get those stains out of the carpet and get those fingers out of the radiator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's weird. That's what I've been doing.
Nice. All right, so for me this week, I was playing a game on PS4 called The Deadly Tower of Monsters, which is funny concept. The whole point of the game is that it's the director's commentary on a DVD re-release of his movie from like the 70s. So the game you're playing is supposed to be the movie, and then you know, like, so he's like commenting on stuff that's going on, and talking about like the people there and because they're like actors ostensibly, and mentions all that stuff, and it's funny because it's like super cheesy and it's supposed to be. So like when the giant gorilla kidnaps you in the beginning, like when the hand grabs him, it's like a big arm on a stick, because they don't have like the costume or whatever. Some of the monsters are like stop motion, so they look like really janky, because it actually is pulled off pretty well, because like the little, like the ants and stuff, and some of the monsters look like, they kind of move in that way where they look like claymation or stop motion or whatever. And like whenever you die, it just turns into like a dummy dressed up like the guy. So that's a very good use of ragdoll, because it makes sense. But
Nice.
and if you do die, the director's just like, no, that's not the right shot. That's not how it's supposed to go. But he'll like comment on stuff. It's actually pretty funny. Like it's short game though. It's like beat it in like 5 hours, and then if you want like collectibles and stuff, it's longer. But you can get through. You can probably get through quicker, because I always was looking for crap. But
10 out of 10. Okay, says IGN.
that sounds about right. But yeah, it's pretty funny game, action game. I guess I forgot to mention that part. So it's and there's some platforming in it, but it's mostly go around and hit things and shoot guys, and fight a couple bosses. There's these cool, I guess I forgot to mention that in the review, but there's these cool like free falling sections for some of the like boss fights, where like the giant monkey, spoiler, but you like when you're fighting him, you knock him off the tower and he like pulls you with him. So like as you're falling down the tower, you're like shooting him, which is pretty cool. And then it like it lands and he makes a little bridge to a little island for something, which does, like, I thought it was gonna like open up the like another area or something, but it didn't really when the gorilla died. But it's kind of cool when you get like some powers for exploration, like the guy, his character name is Dick Starspeed, but he gets these little landmines that can blow up these rocks to like let you go to some of the other areas, like it'll like open up this passageway or allow you to get a collectible. And the director makes sense. He's like, yeah, we had to have Dick use the landmines, because like we couldn't have Scarlet is the girl that you can play. He's like, couldn't have her do it. Can you imagine a woman using explosives? And you're just like, wow. Like he does smarmy commentary like that. But it's a pretty fun game.
Nice.
It came out, I think, yesterday. So
Wins for the amazing name. Never thought of that. It's like a genius.
But yeah, it's a pretty funny game. So I would anyone, if you have a chance to check it out, I would. It was pretty fun, not too long. But yeah. All right, so now on to our awards. So
Okay. No, I was pulling up my award. I was going to my awards for this video, and I just realised besides one,
Mhm.
they're all draws. I have ties for these. Besides one, and that's the worst value.
That's the one I have a draw for. I got you covered.
Nice.
All right, so with worst value, take it away, Stacy.
Uh, Okay, there we go. I kept saying mic off, mic on, mic off,
Oh.
mic on, and I was like, no, just pick one. And like, okay, the worst value I
Yes.
bought, and I believe that it's this year, was when I bought the ultimate, what was it, the ultimate Telltale pack.
Mm.
And because most of I already had the Walking Dead one.
That
I
was
already
worst
had.
value?
I'd say it's the worst because a lot of the games in there, like I already had. Well, like okay, let me just explain it. It's just I already had the first one, right? I already Walking Dead 1, and then I played Walking Dead 2, and that was complete shit. And while I did get Wolf Among Us, which was awesome, Game of Thrones was also shit. So like it was like 2/3 shit. Or actually, you could say 75% because while the first one wasn't shit, it was shit that I already like gave me something I already had, which it's not its fault. I understood that, but like it was at least 2/3 shit. So I'd say don't buy it because at least half of those games, buy the games individually. Yeah. Do not buy that as a pack because it's total crap.
All right. And Mole, your worst value of the year?
Evolve.
Mm.
I mean, I wanted to like Evolve. I really did want to like that game. But sadly, I got it. I put it on. I'm like, okay, the first level or two, like that's cool. But then after that, you're like, okay. And then you see like nothing. But already there's like within the first day, there was nothing but shitloads of DLC for it and stuff. And you're like, this is ridiculous. No, fuck off. So yeah, it evolved for me.
All right. Yeah, that one also had that weird pricing structure. Where it was like, here's the amount for the game, here's the amount with the game with this stuff, and then here's the
Yeah,
amount with the game with the season pass, but not that other stuff. And you're like, what? Like,
yeah,
because normally I can follow that stuff because it usually follows a progression. That one felt like it didn't. Like you needed a comparison chart. It was weird. Like I don't know that. Yeah, that was a mess.
yep. And I'm sorry, but that racing game has completely ruined me. It's not a collector's edition unless you throw in a sports car. I liked it so much I bought 8, Rick.
I think they only had one, didn't they?
No, they made 8 for me,
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
all still minting box. No,
I bought all 8, like, scalping them on eBay for 3 times the price. All right. For my worst value, I had a tie because for the first one, I do like this game, but Transformers Devastation just because it's so short and like there's not really a whole lot of replay value. Like you can use the other characters, but since you're normally shooting or hitting all the time, you don't really you don't use their special powers as much.
I could see that.
And like in the story was like so short, so even then because at first I had rented it and I was able to beat it like in a day, and so even if I didn't switch characters like during the first playthrough, so if you did, there's probably even less reason to replay with other characters because you're like, oh, I've already used everybody. But it was a cool game. I liked it. It just it's one of those ones where it's like that's at the the price it came out at. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't think so.
The only part I swapped was when it told you to. Like, oh, cool. Now
Oh
here's Bumblebee beating Megatron. And you're like,
yeah, I did that and like
what?
when Yeah, and they make you sideswipe at some point too.
yeah, but it was Bumblebee beating Megatron at throwaway mission at the beginning. What the fuck? That's like Curtis Axel cleanly beating Roman Reigns like 5 weeks before WrestleMania.
Make it happen.
It's not gonna happen. Just beats him cleanly like it's nothing. It's like no, no, that's not how this works.
And my other, the tie for worst value. I know people like this, so calm down. But I had to go with Lego Dimensions, just because, like, out of the three, it had the highest amount for the starter set, like cost wise, and just the play packs add, or the not the sorry, the level packs or whatever. Like, yeah, you get some figures in it and adds one level, and it's like, really, that's it? And it's like, oh, you get access to the overworld. It's like, yeah, but any figure from that thing does it. So to get that one level, it's $30, and it's like, what the hell? And then I don't know, it just felt like they were out of the gate, like, oh, we're going to price it closer to Legos, which is on the high end. And it's like, yeah, good luck with that. And there have been some good sales, but, just seeing some of the other things of, like, how you have to, that, like, there's certain combinations that are required to get certain ones. So even if it's like, oh, I have swimming and dive, and it's like, oh, too bad, you need like some other power with dive, which you can only get on this one figure, and it's like, what the hell? And people have, like, worked out what's the cheapest way to, like, get 100%, which is, like, crazy that they have to do that, like get an Excel spreadsheet that does all this stuff out. And another thing that drove me crazy is, like, playing other Lego games, what some of the abilities are, but on these ones, as far as I could tell, they're not marked on the package, where if you get, like, Skylanders, it's like, oh, if I need fire, okay, that guy's fire. Like, it's pretty easy to tell that from the package, but and it's not so much on the Disney Infinity guys, but I never felt like a lot of that was necessary. Like, you can get like boxes or whatever, but it didn't feel as, like, necessary for 100% completion. That Lego is just like, oh, you'll buy this character because you like this character. It's like, well, what if I want to know what abilities they have? And it's like, too bad. Go look it up. And it's like, what the hell?
It shows it on the back of the box, doesn't it?
I can totally understand that. I really wanted the Green Lantern one, but because I really wanted flight, and I think Wonder Woman was the only one with flight. But I also wanted the Green Lantern, so if the Green Lantern could also fly, I'd prefer to get the Green Lantern. No offense against Wonder Woman or whatever, but, like, it's just weird that they kind of said, well, he's coming, sort of, maybe. I'm like, well, yeah, flight. We don't know, and I'm like, Yeah. And it's super a big investment.
I said, isn't it on the back of the box, Rick?
It shows the other forms of the vehicles, but it doesn't say, like, I never saw anywhere on there where it was like, oh, this one has dive, and this one has flight, and this one has laser, and this has ice breath, like, and fucking really, Atlantis is a power. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. No, I just meant on the Back to the Future one and the Simpsons one, they had, like, Marty playing his guitar and breaking glass on the back, and they showed Homer drinking and burping and growing on the back of the box. But I haven't seen the individual ones now, if they were the same, or if they're just doing that in the level pack because it's also showing off the level at the same time.
Maybe, I don't know. Just, like, the only reason I could figure out a few of them is because I didn't even know laser was a power. But then I think you mentioned it a while ago that, like, oh yeah, Cyborg has that, and I was like, oh, and then, like, seeing the Doctor Who one, it's like, oh, laser TARDIS. Okay, that probably does laser, but it doesn't, like, list what they can do, and
yeah,
it's like that's not doing any favors with how much extra those cost.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, so now on to best value of the year. So with yours, take it away, Mole.
Okay, this is one of the ones that's a draw, and technically, arguably, it's because it's not even technically, but arguably it's cheating. The first one I gave it to Darksiders 2, the Definitive Edition. Because I found that on the Xbox One for £25. I picked that up and I'm like, okay, it's £25. I bought it by mistake thinking it was Dark Souls and misread it as I was buying it. I was really fucking tired. I'm like, oh cool, Dark Souls 2, 25 quid. Clicked it. And then got that. I was like, what the hell's this game? I've never heard of this game before. And I'm playing, like, this is actually really awesome. Why the fuck is this 25 quid? When I found out, yeah, it's a remake of a PS3 game or something, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realize it was a PS3 game, but this is fucking awesome. I'm playing for it, and I'm just having fun. It was cool for the value, if that makes sense, of like how cheap it was. Whereas other re-releases have come out and they've been like full price games, and I'm like, really? You're trying to make a full price game out of that? Really? And the other one I had to give best value to, Super Mario Maker Wii U,
Woo-woo.
because it's a never-ending game because you're never going to run out of levels. That's
All of
value
those.
right there. You're never going to run out
Yeah.
of levels. You don't even need the amiibos to unlock everything, like people might think you might, but you don't because you can unlock it normally. But if you got the amiibos, it gives it you free from the beginning. Great value. Super Mario Maker Wii U.
Nice.
Over to you, Rick.
All right. So, Pew, your best value of the year?
My best value would be the Handsome Jack collection, because that comes with crazy tons of meta shit. Like, if you haven't had Borderlands 2 yet, like, just buy this one. If you even wanted Borderlands 2, like, don't even bother buying Borderlands 2. Just buy this one. Because you will get all the things. Not all the things, but you'll get, like, 99% of all the things.
Well, except for Borderlands 1.
Except, I mean, like, all the attachments to Borderlands 2, like, all the, amounts of DLC, which there's a fuckload of it. Like, you get pretty much, like, I don't know, all the character customizational packs. You get, like, 1, 2, 3... you get, like, I think 4 extra campaigns, extra playable classes, and you just get crazy tons of shit.
Yep.
So it's got not just the Borderlands 2, and you get the pre-sequel, and you pretty much get all the episodes for that. You get extra skins, playable classes, upgrade packs, increasing level cap, and challenge maps, and campaigns, and oh my god, it's just so much stuff. And it's pretty awesome. And it's actually, like, cheaper than, like, at least when I bought it, it was actually cheaper than buying the second one individually with the DLC. And then you get 2 games. So, yeah. It
That
was
is
pretty
nice.
awesome. It was a good value.
That does look like a good collection.
A whole lot
Yeah.
for very little.
Yeah, I keep waiting for that to go even cheaper. Like, they've had it on sale, like, a couple times for, like, 24, and I'm like, really? Just 20, come on.
Get it for
They're
20.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, maybe next time. It's like, up 24 again. I'm like, you did that last time.
But that's $1 for every hour you will spend playing it the first day you get it.
Pretty much. Like, honestly, at 24, if it had the first one, I would have already owned it. Hell, I probably would have bought that closer to launch if it had the first one in there. I'm still, like, I kind of get their decision, but I'm just like, really? How do you mess that up? They're like, oh, we thought nobody wanted it. No, you didn't.
It needs to be 23 or 25, really. Because if it's 24, then it needs to have Jack Bauer as a playable character. Fact. Every game with 24 needs Jack Bauer. Fact.
Yeah, you can't have 24 without Jack. Oh. All right.
Exactly.
Well, all right. So for my best value of the year, I went with Disgaea 5 just because, personal prejudice aside, that I do like that game. They have like ridiculous replay in that thing, like because you can beat the game and it only might. You might only need to be like level 100, maybe 200, but you can go up to like 4 digits. You could almost be, you could be 9999 for your level. Your stats can go stupid high. Every piece of equipment and item has a random dungeon in it, and you can like rebirth your characters into like other classes and get all these skills. Like there's just way too much crap to do in that game. You don't need to, but it's there if you want it. So like I usually have to default to those because they have so much crap you can do.
Nice.
All right.
It's because I've heard you played them during this. Not during this, I mean during
I'm playing it right now. No.
How did you know?
Yep, he's playing it with his magic staff.
Yeah.
That's what it do.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Oh, I annoyed Simon the other day.
Uh-huh.
I introduced him to the Spider-Man. Not literally introduced him. I should clear that up, but I explained it to him. He's like, I'm not even going to ask what that is. That's disgusting. So I explained it to him. He's like, why? Why would you tell me this? Oh. And then I just started to annoy him by phoning him up every now and again when he answers the phone, just going, yeah, now we know. Now we know. Oh, yes, now we know. Flip. And hanging up. He's like, oh!
That's kind of amazing.
Nice. All right, so I'm gonna do disappointment of the year before game of the year, if that's okay.
Well, I'm a little disappointed by that decision, but yeah. No.
All right. All right, so disappointment of the year, take it away, Mole.
I'm going to get some flack for this one off these two, which is fine because it's a draw, so I'll use my second one afterwards to diffuse the situation. Fallout 4. I've never traded a game in so fast.
Really? Fighter Within?
Actually, I had that.
I know.
I had that longer. Fallout 4, I had it like I think I had it a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, I'm just going to have to get rid of this. It's great if you like a walking simulator, or if you like stuff like bad game design of like looking down at controls and then being attacked by bugs that weren't originally there anyway, while it looks like the world around you's frozen, which was weird. And just, I don't know, it just felt bad and boring to me, Fallout 4. And
All right.
the other one, Arkham Knight. Because I wanted to play Batman Arkham series. I did not want to play Tank with a Batman skin. So those are my two, Fallout 4 and Batman Arkham Knight.
All right. Pew, what's your disappointment of the year?
This will be interesting. Hearing his things. So my disappointments were also a tie between that's what yours were, like a tie. Game of Thrones, Telltale, and Batman Arkham Knight. Which I kind of knew it was gonna be bad to going into it, but I was further disappointed because I didn't know like how bad it was. I mean, you told me, but like I kind of didn't think it was gonna be like as bad as it was.
It was so bad that the only way Batman Arkham Knight could have been worse is if you'd been playing as Azrael.
Which you could and did.
Yeah, if you didn't play as him in his god awful fucking hideous Batman suit.
Yeah, he's kind of like in a weird Templar like outfit or something.
Yeah, which that version of him's cool. Him as Batman, no. Like, look, if you haven't seen it, Pew, you should look that up. Like, I've got a comic of Punisher and Batman, and it's that Batman. It's like, oh, it looks like everything. It's just it's horrible. It's like it's almost as bad. It's a little worse than the Iron Spider. That's the kind of level this costume is of how
wow,
cool it is.
That's pretty shitty.
But I say that's worse. The Azrael one, it is a little worse.
No, yeah. Well, the reason I didn't like Arkham Knight because I felt like I said with the hidden character thing that was deliberate lying. Oh, totally new character. Oh wait, it's not. You know. And the fucking car everywhere, and basically the times where you couldn't use the car and like could do other side shit was like mildly enjoyable, which is not what you should go for overall, when most of it is like pretty terrible. And then Game of Thrones was super also awful because like overall they just kind of re-emphasized like the point, and it's kind of how I feel like the show is almost like now, like the game was parodying like if just like hindsight whatever. I think the game was parodying the show in the sense that like no matter what you do, everybody dies no matter what. which is what the game pretty much did. Because all your choices didn't matter and everything, and everybody died in a shitty ending. Not like everybody died, but like I don't know, I didn't really fucking care about it anymore. Because it's just like fine, just piss all over the choices, and like fucking just have the controller just saying, would you like A or B? By the way, they're they're two different doors to the same hallway. It's like fuck you, and then I don't know. It's just like Game of Thrones. Like everyone fucking dies and don't like fucking get attached to anyone because they're just gonna fucking die in weird sadistic ways because some old man gets his jollies off of it. Like I just imagine him rewatching scenes. Oh yeah, I did that. Oh. Yeah,
That's why he delayed the latest book. He's like, oh no, I didn't kill enough.
I didn't
I
kill
need to
enough.
kill more.
I didn't kill enough
Yes.
people because we chopped off the
Oh,
dicks and we
yes.
killed them with dicks. Like, come on. So yeah, that was equally shitty. So yeah, those are both my disappointing things.
All right. For my disappointment of the year, probably no surprise, be Elder Scrolls Online. Awful game. Hated it. Generic MMO with a Elder Scrolls skin. But yeah, that was... I tried to trade that in, but Wife Blade's like, no, let me at least try to get some value out of it. And I was like, nah, it'd be better if I traded it again, but no. So she at least was able to stomach it. And, yeah, because it's not worth anything to trade in. It's like $4. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. Use it as a coaster, or I'll trade it in if the Microsoft Store does one of those magical promos again, where they're like, oh, any game is minimum $10 or whatever. But yeah, it's.
Did you still play it, or is she done with it?
No, once she got to level 50, beat the story, and then moved where you can change sides, and then stopped playing it. Moved on to better games, thankfully. But yeah.
Thankfully. God, you're still playing that shit. I don't even know who you are anymore.
Exactly. Be like, oh, you want to play that? You can play that outside.
You belong.
All right, so now on to the long-awaited Game of the Year. So with your Game of the Year, take it away, Mole.
And I have two for this. Because when it's called the Game of the Year, it doesn't stop every site giving fucking like 10 games the Game of the Year. Seriously, why do we have so many the Game of the Year? That shouldn't be a thing. But no, mine is a tie between two exclusives. Woo!
Woo!
First, Super Mario Maker Wii U.
Yay!
Because like I was feeling a little down when I got that game, and I got it, played it, fucking awesome, raised my spirits and stuff, picked me up and stuff like that for a personal friend. And like I said, with that game as well, it's just an overall perfect game, and like it plays well. It's easy to actually be able to build anything. Like anyone can build anything, can build a level in Mario Maker, and I think that's great because not everyone can with like Project Spark or Little Big Planet. As much as I love both of those games, not everyone can build levels in those games. Whereas Mario, all you need is a stylus and you just draw, and boom, you've made a level. It's wonderful. It's everything that Nintendo does well of access to everyone while having a lot of depth. And my second one is an RPG. I gave it to Bloodborne because that game looks awesome, plays awesome, and like I said, as you're playing through that game, there's not a dull moment of that RPG. Like you're looking around, you're like, okay, what the hell's gonna happen? Oh my god, there's a fucking werewolf. Ka-choom, my axe turns into like dual wield, or I can go ka-choom and make a super axe or dual wield. Shoot them with a shotgun, and the way they present the story too. Of you only really get to know the story if you yourself actually do the legwork to figure it out. If you don't want to figure out the story, you're not going to figure it out. But as you're going through and you're talking to like the doors, and you're knocking on the doors, and people are telling you to fuck off, or you're going through and you're exploring all the graves, it does it. It's like that's definitely the RPG of the year. So that's Bloodborne and Super Mario Maker Wii U. Thank you. Back to Rick in the studio.
All right, so Pew, your Game of the Year.
So I thought it would be interesting because my Little League best and worst games were both of Mole's worst games. So I give it to Fallout 4 just because I had super fun with it. I can totally understand why you wouldn't like it, and those are all completely legitimate.
I'm pretty sure they definitely both weren't my worst games because you also gave Arkham Knight most disappointing.
No, but both of your worst were my best and worst. I said.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was like really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like super buggy as all hell, like any game, but that's a game. But like it's super much fun. I invested way too much time in like the stupidest shit in it, and it's just so much fun. And if you like wanted to take it seriously, or no, if you want to take it seriously, then you're gonna probably hate it. But like this is like New Vegas to what 3 was. Like you can't treat it like 3, because like 3 was like you had the story and that was like the main part and you had all these side quests and shit. But this one's just like do the what the fuck ever, and like go around and do shit or don't or whatever. And and it's like the fucking Sims, like I said before in my catch-up. It's like the fucking Sims, and you just do that, and then you kill people, and you can maybe do the story or not. It doesn't even fucking matter. But I really love that the actual clock in there celebrates the holidays, because I was on Christmas in the game, and they decorated Diamond City for Christmas, and that was adorable. Yeah, so it's just super fun for all the wrong reasons. But it was amazing, I loved it, and it's still really fun.
Awesome. All right, for my game of the year, it was pretty close. Played some ones that I really enjoyed this year, but it was also nothing like super stood out, so it did take me a while to figure this out. But I gave it to an RPG, Divinity: Original Sin. Game's awesome. Narrowly, I would say the best RPG I played this year. It's got co-op. You have a lot of like cool character choices. It just like the 2 players done super well. How you could like separate and go run around and do stuff, and like you argue with the other person over how you talk to people and whatnot, and way too much craft you can crap and or crap you can craft. There we go. Get it one of those ways. The inventory is actually pretty well done because it looks like you have 1 page, but you don't. You have like as much as you can carry, which is awesome. And story's pretty good. It's got like a couple mystery elements in it, and it's just like a lot of stuff you could do. Good game, some good replay value, long time. It's probably over like 50 hours to go all the way through it. It's awesome game.
That looks really cool.
It is. All right, so there you have it. It's our end of our 2015 awards. So next week we will have to figure out something else to talk about. But thank you very much for joining us, and come on back next week and see what new things we've found and new things we've done. Good night, everybody.
Woo! I can't. It's not letting me go to it. There we go. Woo!
Yay!